Well, hello again. In this chapter, we are going to create the customer invoices, and I'm going to show you how you can manage all those invoices in a QuickBooks accountancy portal that can be produced on the home screen. If you can look like here, it says create invoices, or if you go on the menu and then click on customers, and then you can see here create invoices, or if you want to know the shortcut for this one, is Control and I. Once clicked, you will see this window pop up, and here you will see most of the information relative to the customer invoicing. You can create a new invoice, you can save it, delete it, discard it, create a copy of it, memorize it, mark as pending, print it later, email, attach a file. If it's a service invoice, you can add the time, you can receive payments to a specific invoice. Here you can create a batch invoicing, you can do a refund or a credit note if you like to do so. Then we click on a formatting. You can preview, manage templates. It's regarding the editing of this. Sending through, you can send it through or do a shipment through FedEx, UPS, or mail invoice, or you can prepare a letter. Reports, you can generate multiple reports in this section, or if you like to search any kind of transaction, any kind of invoice, any kind of customer, you can click on the search tab and just type in the details. You will click on the and then click on the search button. You will find all the relevant information regarding to your search query. I'm going back to the main tab, and then here I have created only one customer, which is ABS Foods Limited. I'm going to add this one, and then the date, bill to, that would be billed to ABS Food. John Smith is the contact person. As the invoice number, it will be automatically generated by default. If you like to do a shipment to, shipment address here, you can do so by adding a new one. But while creating a customer invoice, the QuickBooks has already asked you about the shipment section, where there you can put in the same address, or it's an alternative address or different address, you can mention theirs. So in this case, I'm just leaving this field blank. It's the purchase order number, and then the terms and agreement with regard to this specific customer or the representative who is dealing with this invoice that we mention here, and then the shipment date. I can make it a later date, or you can leave it like that. Then via, it will be the DHL, Federal Express, UPS, or US Mail. So I'm moving on to the item code. Item code is I have created one beverages. Then quantity, I'm typing in 5. It has given us the rates each, and the amount coming up as 450 altogether. When I have mentioned the 5 and click on the tab, you have noticed that each price remained the same, but the total amount has accumulated up to 2,250. Then the taxable section, customer message. If you like to add a custom message here, you can do so. All work is complete. Is player working with you? Whatever you like to mention here, you can do so. It will be printed on your invoice. For this section, the invoice, this is how we generate the invoice. If you have multiple products, if the customer has ordered multiple products, you can mention here. If you like to put in the description of the item, of that goods, you can you can mention here. I'm going to mention fizzy drinks. So it's kind of a reminder for what this beverage is all about. So for this section, we are all completed. How to set up how to raise an invoice for to a specific customer. Either you can click save or close, save and new. If you are doing another customer invoice, then definitely you'll be clicking this one, save a new one. Or if you're not sure about whether the information you have entered into the invoicing section is wrong, you can clear this button here and all the information in these fields will vanish. So I'm just saving and closing this one. It's saved. Now I'm going to deal with the credit note as well. Okay, before we go on to the credit note, I would like to show you the effect of this invoice into our financial statements. So I'll be going, as we have raised an invoice, we have created a debtor account. Debtor is basically being money due from a customer after a specific day or on a specific date. You will be receiving those sum of amounts of money from that customer, from that specific customer on a specific date. So we have raised an invoice of £2,250. So you can go to the company, financial, the debtors, you will find the profit and loss standard. Here you will see the sale. We have made a sale of £2,250. So if you like to see the debtor effect, we have to look into the balance sheet or statement of the financial position. So we go into the company and financials, then the balance sheet standard. Here you may have noticed the nominal code and the account head, accounts receivable, is £2,250. This indicates that we haven't yet received that money, that amount of money from that customer. Once we will receive that amount, it will be automatically nullified. So our debtor control account would be 0 after we have received this £2,250 from that customer. Now we'll be moving on to the credit note. What is credit note? Credit note is basically a reverse invoice. How we can generate a credit note in a QuickBooks. So then again, either through customers, and then we have to go into create invoice. Here you can see credit refund, credit memo. I'm going to show you again. So invoice section, it says invoice here. On the top right side you can see refund / credit. Creates a credit memo using the items and prices on this invoice. Added the credit memo if necessary and save it. So I'm clicking on this one again. It gives me a credit memo. Suppose AB as Foods Limited has returned as 1 bottle of beverages, I would say, because it was a bit moldy, so, or it was spilling. So I can say here AB as Foods Limited, this automatically generated item from this tiny arrow. You can bring all the items you have added to your QuickBooks here. So beverages, item description, again fizzy drink. Then it has automatically calculated the rate for you, because it's once we have created the beverages items in QuickBooks, we have given them the price. So in this scenario, I'm saying that 1 bottle has been returned. So 450, save and close. So it is giving us a prompt about the credit. So if you see the effect here, we have raised an invoice of £2,250. Now after deducting 450 from it, it has given us 1800 only. So where would you like to keep those 450? Retain as an available credit, or give a customer straight away refund in terms of amount of cash, or apply to an invoice. So I'm saying that apply to an invoice. Which invoice? Invoice number this. Yes, exactly, it's already ticked. Done. It's done. So this is how we create the credit note to a specific invoice. Now you like to see the effect of this credit note into the profit and loss account and the balance sheet. So if we go into the profit and loss, we can see the 1800, it has been reduced from 2250. Well, if you like to go again into the company and financial and look into the balance sheet, you will see that as accounts receivables has been reduced to 1800 only. So if you like to know the activity of your transactions, you can look into the audit trails, which can be found in the reports, accounts and taxes, and in here audit trail. It will give you the snapshot what you've been doing. So once we have, first of all, we raised an invoice of 2250, then we got a refund, that's the user admin. What was that? So this is sales deducted. This all the information is mentioned in the audit trails. So this is all. We have learned a lot about how to set up how to raise an invoice and how to deal with the credit note. Thank you.